Hello and welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at restringing this guitar. Now for that you're going to need a new set of strings, some fast fret for the strings and some fret oil to lubricate the fretboard. Now, and you're also going to need an old t-shirt to apply the oil and wipe it off, and a file. And I'll tell you why we're going to need this file. Very simple. I bought this guitar about 20 years ago when on a trip to Florida, and as you can see it's still got the label on there because it hasn't really got a lot of play because the action is a little high. Don't know if you can see that there. The action is a little high, and so it's quite uncomfortable to play, but it plays nicely. Plays nice, but when you get down this end you're really having to push a good couple of mil. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take this apart and I'm going to lower the bridge here by using this file. I'm just going to shave off this bridge to bring the action down, because as you can see that's a good 3 mil, 2 or 3 mil high. Can you see that? There's quite a gap there, and I want to bring that down to about, about there. Now I could get feeler gauges out and all that kind of stuff, but I ain't got time for that. Look at this. Look at the gap underneath there, it's huge. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. So first things first, I'm going to take these strings off, but don't cut them off, take them off properly. Right, we're going in the right direction. This guitar is thinking, what on earth is going on? It's been under tension for 20 years. Right? That's a lot of tension. And incredibly, the neck is still straight. There's no bow in the neck. It's still perfectly straight. So the guitar was built nice. It was built well in the first place. This Takamine, by the way, if you look at it, it's a Japanese brand. This is a G240, I think. Takamine, it's basically just says take mine. Take mine. I think it's a joke. The Japanese are having a joke with us. But now look, see, many years ago, if you bought a Japanese guitar, they were considered inferior. But now, this thing is from the 2000s. And it's in good shape, it's in good condition. Primarily because it hasn't been played. But the fretboard is really dried out. So we're getting there. Right, now, they're all loose, okay? Now we can do this. Pull these out and put them in a line of how you took them out. It's easy then to put them back in. Left to right. This one's a bit tight. Occasionally you'll come across one that's a little bit tight. Just get a screwdriver and gently underneath just push it up like that. Okay, just a little bit of persuasion. And the last one. Just gently do it. Don't go crazy. Just do it gently. Okay, so that's all the strings loose. We can just pull them out now. Throw them over there, out of the way. That's it. We've got the deck open to us. Take that out. And what we want to do, see the shape of that? We want to keep that shape. Okay, we want to keep that shape, but we want to reduce it somehow. So we get our little sanding block and we just sand away. Keeping it flat. We know that this was very, very high, and I've taken a bit off it already, but we're thinking, now you're thinking, well hang on, Mike, that's, how are you going to know when you're in the right level? Well, I'll show you. We know it was very high, so we put it back in, make sure we put it the right way round, and we get our big old E string, and we pop it back in. Just like that. Okay, make sure it's on the nut, and now we can look. Okay, if you wanted to do this properly and get it really, really accurate, you hold it down at 12 string, measure your gap between here and the bridge, measure your gap between here and the bridge, and then you could just mark it and reduce it that way. But I haven't got time for all that, life's too short. So I'm just going to do it by eye. I'm just doing this all by eye. There is a scientific way of doing it, and I'll link to a guy who does it scientifically, much more time consuming. Now I can tell, just by looking at it, that that's going to play a lot better. Easy to hold down, easy. Now I'm going to actually take some more off. This guitar will be sweet to play when I'm finished with it. I'm just going to take some more off, just by eye. You could do it the scientific way like the other guys do, like luthiers, you know, proper people who know what they're doing. But we haven't got time for that. We haven't got the equipment, we haven't got the skills, we haven't got the training and all that, and millimetre accuracy. But you can use your eyes, you know, use your senses. Now, let's have a look. Okay. What the hell was that? Oh, the nut's flown off. The nut's flown off. While we're at it, we'll take a bit off of that as well. Not too much, but just enough. This is real, people. Real. Well, if nothing else is a laugh. That keeps flying off. Okay. I'll have to put the other restring on, just to hold that nut in place. Now look at the difference. Wow. That is so cool. It actually worked. Do you know what? I think that can come down some more. I'm putting more pressure on the back edge of this. This doesn't need so much. Oh my God. Now, I've got to put my goggles on. That could come down more. Okay. Nut's gone again. Put the nut back in. Right. We're getting down there now. We're getting down, down, down. We're about less than half a mil off the frets now. We're still quite high. That's a lot lower than it was. So I'm happy with that. I'm just going to take these strings off now. Don't lose that nut. Right, now, while we've got it, look at all that stuff there, look. That's what I've just shaved off, and all this on the ear, look. Made a right mess, haven't I? Anyway, I'm just going to go and get some furniture polish. Yeah, furniture polish. I'm just going to dispose of this. So we've got some furniture polish, because we've got this is wood, right? So it needs to be looked after. So I've just got any old furniture polish. Give it a good dose with that. Microfiber cloth. Just rub that in. Because wood needs to be moisturised. You can never get to these parts when you've got all the strings on, so just do it when you've got them off, obviously. Look at that, like brand new. Okay, while you're at it, while you're doing this, see, I haven't even taken the label off this thing. While you're doing it, while you've got this all taken apart, do the neck. Because that is what helps you with your slide up and down. It helps you move quickly if the neck is nice and smooth. So you can't get to these parts most of the time. And this headstock. Right, that's all the strings gone, we don't need them anymore. Take that, put that shim back in. That's it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to oil this fret. Before you do that, though, just feel the frets, feel if they're okay and they're not, you know, no little burrs or anything like that on there. If there are little burrs on there, just get your handy nut, your file, give them a rub. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, you should clean this fingerboard really. If you're going to do this properly, you should clean this, but this is not dirty. It hasn't been used. But I'll just give it a wipe over with the old t-shirt. Now what you do with this stuff, you give it a good shake. Then drop little bits along the fretboard. Just a drop. Get your cloth and rub it in. Wow, this is very dry. But it's 20 years. This has been 20 years, you know, sat in the case basically, doing nothing. So it's going to be dry. Look at that. There's actually a little bit of dirt coming off with that as well. You see the change in the colour? My God, this looks amazing. It looks beautiful. Again. Do that where the nut goes. Now I can see just looking at that that feels a whole lot different. And the good thing about this stuff is that it doesn't leave any residue. Now I can see one fret that is a little bit drier than the others. So I'm going to give it another shot and see what happens. Also, I need to do that as well. Whoops. Got a little bit extras on that one. Do you know, the more you do this, the more I'm doing this, the better it's looking. So it's obviously soaking in very nicely. It's been 20 years, man. This thing's dry as a bone. It's eating it up. It's like the guitar's thinking, man, I've been in the desert. Now I'm out. I'm free. Let me drink. Listen, I'm not a professional luthier, but I am a carpenter, amongst other things, and I know about wood. And the thing is, I'd rather get this thing back into action and playing, which is what it's meant to do, instead of sitting around looking forlorn. Now it looks beautiful. Stunning, in fact. Look at that fingerboard. That's beautiful. I love it. And that's the thing about musical instruments. You've got to have a little bit of love. You've got to give them a bit of love every now and again, because they give you so much. They give you all kinds of support in difficult times. Now, they're liberating, they make you feel good. I mean, you know, musical instruments do everything for you, don't they? Let's face it. Because that needs a bit of love and all. After we've just given it a right good kicking on that bridge. And wood needs to be lubricated, it needs to be hydrated. Otherwise it dries out and cracks, and then you get all kinds of problems. So I mean, you know, to be honest and to be fair to Takamine, they built a really good guitar, because this thing, with a little bit of attention, looks brilliant. And it's just come back to life. Look at it. It looks fantastic. Still got a sticker on, for God's sake. You could have bought this yesterday. Okay, now, okay, that goes that way. Now, let's restring this thing. Okay, so we're on the home stretch now. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that. That stuff is brilliant. Very expensive, but I mean, I bought it in the shop. It cost me 10 quid, but you can get it online for about 8. But look at it. Look at the job it does. Fantastic. Right, we're on to the home leg. Get these strings on. Now, when you set up your string, okay, see the holes? You should have them all pointing directly that way. So spin it around. Spin the machine head okay, so now you can see all of the holes are pointing straight down the fretboard. Okay? Get me now. I've gone for very lightweight strings on this guitar, and I'll tell you why. There's on there, look, E string, okay, so you can't go wrong. Now we get a post, push it in. Now, push your string through. So now look, we've got our string, loads of space there. So what you do, get it to about here, bend it in like this, put it underneath the string like that. So you've got it at right angles, okay? And then just wind it up. When you've got a loose nut like that, the obvious thing to do is to do either side. Of course you could have put a bit of glue on it, but then rather not. The last quick tune up now. I've got my little tuner over here. Now when you're putting new strings on a guitar, it's important to stretch them. I don't mean like go mad but crazy, but just, you know, give them a little stretch. Make sure they sit into the nut nicely. As you can hear, they're snapping into that nut. Okay. Eventually when you get enough tension on it, it should hold that nut in place, but you know, if not, I'll take it off and glue it. Okay, so we've given it a little stretch. Whoa, that sounds horrible. Let's try. You always tune up. You know I'm doing that? What you do is you get close to the E, just a little bit low, a little bit flat, so just tighten it up a little bit, still a little bit flat. Now it's pitch perfect. See, that's the right pitch. Okay. When you're tuning the guitar, especially an acoustic, the other strings will vibrate in sympathy with whatever string you're plucking. So if you're plucking an E note here on a second string 5th fret, that's an E. So that's a little bit flat. That's E. Can you hear the other notes ringing out? Can you hear the other strings ringing in sympathy with the vibration? Okay. And as you're tightening the various strings, because they're new strings, as you're tightening them, they're sending each other out of whack. Got to remember to bed these down as well. Because the other strings ring in sympathy with whatever string you're playing, a good trick is to just mute the other strings. Put the heel of your hand over the other strings so they don't ring out. Okay, that's an E. I'm not too keen on this tuner. I can do it faster by ear. Okay, so that's it, folks. I've put it back together and it works. Sounds great. I've messed about with this tuner, and if you don't know what you're doing, I suppose that's okay. I mean, it's helpful to some people, but I gave up on it. In the end, I just went back to my ears. I just went back to using my ears and listened to the tone. Sounds pretty good. Sounds really great. I mean, I don't know what it sounds like to you, but it sounds really good to me. This end. Wow, super bright. And the action's much better. Just lowering it down that little bit. Don't know if you can see it, but it's come down a bit and it's easier to play. So it will get played more. Simple as that. Well, it gets strummed more. I don't know about played more. Okay, so over the next couple of days it will settle down, but it sounds really bright. My crap playing is the problem. But then this is the point. I haven't played guitar for about 30 years, so this is all kind of brand new to me again. But I still remember all the stuff. I remember how it all goes. It's a bit like riding a bike, you know. You never forget. You never really forget. But I tried to ride a bike a couple of weeks ago and fell off it twice in 5 minutes. So it's the same kind of thing. I've got the knowledge. Just need to practice. And it's a lot of fun again. Actually, it's a lot of fun. And I enjoy it. Unless they're going to get used. I mean, like, that's the whole point of a musical instrument, right? To play it. Otherwise, why have we got it? I mean, I know some people buy them and they stick them on the wall and as decoration. That's great. But a musical instrument is supposed to be played. It's supposed to be loved and worked with, you know? And this came up a treat. This came up really, really nice. I don't know how it looks to you, but it looks fantastic to me. It looks like a brand new guitar. I could take that sticker off. I'm not going to, because that's like part of its thing now. You know, this is this guitar. So I'll leave that on. But yeah, I love it. I love it. It was great. But any luthiers out there who have watched this, they're probably pulling their hair out, going, "What is this guy doing?" The guitar works fine, right? Didn't have to get no calipers out, no microns, no measurements. Just use your eyes and your ears and you can make the thing work. Simple. I'm not putting down luthiers, by the way, in case I get a load of hate luthiers following me. Luthiers do a great job. But most people haven't got the money to go to a luthier. But, you know, it's nice to do things for yourself, right? Do something for yourself. If you've got an old guitar knocking around, you haven't used it for a million years and you want to get to play again, do what I just did. Get it out, clean it up, show it a bit of love, get some new strings, and this sounds fantastic. And plus the fact you know that you did it, that's a good thing. That's a good feeling to have. You fixed that guitar up. Okay, instead of paying someone else to do it. And then if you do really completely screw it up, then you can save up for a luthier. Last but not least, fast fret. Just rub it on your strings, up and down. That's it. It'll help you move your fingers along the strings faster. Wipe off the excess, bingo bongo, you're done. Wow. Yeah, so fast fret, up and down, it feels so much easier, so much smoother, and it works a treat. It helps your fingers. It's like you'll feel it. You'll feel the difference. You'll kind of get a little bit of a oily. Yeah. So if you're still here, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.